we go to the garage, and they have a wall of guitars. And everybody grabs guitars, and we go down, they light a bonfire, and in the circle, this is around 1994 now, are all of their friends.
Yeah? Who?
Kelly Curtis, the manager of Pearl Jam, is the best man at this wedding.
Oh, my
so
God.
in the circle is Lane Staley, Jeff Ament, Mike McCready, Chris Cornell, and I am sitting right in between the Wilson sisters.
Hey, you're inside your Uncle Joe's garage with support from Mike Thompson RV. We're having a Rush convention in here. Patrick Fabian is with me. See, not only a famous actor, but also a great percussionist. Welcome to the garage.
Hey, thanks, man. Glad
Finally
to be here.
got you in here. Currently appearing on Better Call Saul, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Sure.
Because in the garage, it's important to know, what was your first car?
I think it was a Vega.
You think it was a Vega?
My dad, I called it my car. I think it was my dad's car, really.
Well, because you didn't want to be associated with a Vega?
Well, no, I didn't want to be associated with my dad.
I got that, okay. Was that in Pittsburgh?
Harrisburg, actually.
Harrisburg, okay. Well, still, the bottom of the car had rust out. Vegas were famous for doing that.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, coming from that neighborhood, you know Billy Gardell, you grew up with him. No stories.
No stories at all.
No stories, okay. Here's the deal. I love this. There's a list of all the TV shows this gentleman has been in. I don't know.
Pick one.
Is it You Can't Hold a Job? Is that what's going on here?
Well, you know, I wear out my welcome, is what I guess it turns out to be. They like me. Initially, they think this is a really great idea.
Yeah.
And then they're like, maybe it wasn't as good of an idea as we thought.
God, that's why we love you. The current show, you've been playing Howard Hamlin.
Yeah.
A main role in the AMC television series Better Call Saul, which is a prequel to Breaking Bad. So you're into kind of children's programming? Is that the kind of thing you're into?
Yes, exactly. I've got a 4 to 6 year old daughter. They love Better Call Saul. They wear their little hazmat suits and they put their masks on. And
you had, of all the experience you've had, is it more fun being the bad guy? Not that you'd ever be a bad guy.
well, it's funny because people keep saying like they don't like Howard. They think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a great guy. He's just trying to run a business. There's a lot of fools running around him. That's the problem.
It's like radio. Patrick Fabian is with us here. All right, there's something in common between all of these here. Just a few of the titles I picked out. Castle, The Mentalist, Murder, She Wrote, Star Trek Voyager, Xena Warrior Princess, Friends, Nash Bridges, Scorpion, when we just had those guys in here a little bit ago. What's the common point between all of those?
Am I the bad guy in each one of them?
Well, you're in each one of them, that's it.
I am in each one of them, that's it, yes.
Did they get to keep any of the clothes from any of the episodes?
I tried to keep the leather pants from Xena. They wouldn't let me take them home.
They wouldn't or she wouldn't?
Well, that's a different story.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Fabian is with us here today. One of the earliest prominent roles, this was a submitted question here, for Professor Jeremiah Lasky in NBC's Saved by the Bell, The College Years.
Yes, I'm very famous for kissing Tiffany Amber Thiessen, who is known as Kelly Kapowski on the show.
Oh.
That's gotten me upgraded to first class and a number of beers sent across the bar.
Indeed. And the master's degree didn't help at all. Playing a
Well,
professor.
that's what my father says. They give a master's degree in that?
Oh my God! You're going to be on My Turn, or you're going to record a My Turn. You're going to play, and you've done this before.
I did do it before, and it was really great. The first time around, I didn't realize that literally you were going to let me stack them up the way I wanted to. So I just submitted the songs, figuring you would do your masterful stuff. So it didn't quite come out the way I wanted it. So this time I think I got it the right way.
Okay, so what? 12 songs in an hour? That's 11 songs by Rush.
Actually, it was just 2.
Oh?
Yeah, they only let me have 2.
Oh my God, these people.
But I threw in some Yes and some Genesis, just for my wife.
Anything to keep her happy.
Absolutely.
You know, I've got a moment here, don't I? Knowing your rock and roll background as well, have you been to the Hall of Fame? I mean,
Yes.
I worked in Cleveland and escaped at an early age.
Yeah, no. I went to the Hall of Fame. This is probably 8-9 years ago. I stopped by and I got a backpack from my nephew who was young, and I've been trying to like influence him, giving him my albums, doing all that. He's 24, so it's an uphill battle. You know what I mean? It just is. But I stopped by the Hall of Fame in its infancy, basically. But I need to go back and make a pilgrimage. Pardon me.
Cool. Have you, of all the people you've met, have you met the Wilson sisters from Heart?
I love the Wilson sisters, and I did get to meet
so-
them. I've got a really good story. First of all, one of my first crushes was having the cover of Dreamboat Annie. I spent many an hour at that, listening to it and enjoying it.
Listening to it.
Just listening to it, not observing the cover for minutes at a time.
no imagination necessary.
No imagination there. Crazy circumstance in the early 90s, I find myself at Ann and Nancy Wilson's house up in the coast of Oregon because somebody who I knew was getting married and they were friends with them, so they hosted the party graciously. So the ceremony happens. They could not have been nicer. They were so beautiful up close, just great, solid people, big hearts. And after the ceremony, they say, okay, we're gonna have a hootenanny. So we go to the garage and they have a wall of guitars and everybody grabs guitars and we go down, they light a bonfire, and in the circle, this is around 1994 now, are all of their friends.
Yeah? Who?
Kelly Curtis, the manager of Pearl Jam, is the best man at this wedding.
Oh my
so
God.
in the circle is Lane Staley, Jeff Ament, Mike McCready, Chris Cornell, and I am sitting right in between the Wilson sisters. They light a fire and they say, what are our rules? And everybody shouts, none of our own stuff. And they proceed to want to play whatever they want. So Nancy Wilson turns to me, I'll never forget this, and says, what do you want to hear? What do you want to start off with? I'm like this. And so I go, oh, I don't know, what do you know? And she says, without arrogance and without patronage, basically every song from 1955 on.
Yep.
So I know they're Beatle heads.
Yeah.
So I say, let's do, how about You Can't Do That from the Beatles' second album? And they just go, and they just cut to 4 hours of singing. Neil Young, Beatles, Neil Diamond. Magical and great. And the biggest thing I go away from that one, that I'm just one of the luckiest people I've ever known in that respect, was their utter grace. I mean, their love of music came through, all of them. I mean, these guys are peaking right now. They're busting out of the Seattle sound, but they all were anchored in their love of, 3.5-minute song or 4 song. I mean, they got into Buddy Holly and the harmonies that got stacked up.
God, you were so lucky to be there.
So lucky I could be there. It's one of those things that, I'm really lucky to be an actor, and it's really fun. And that's cool, but honestly, almost anybody can do it. But that's amazing. That's like touching God as far as I'm concerned.
Even bigger than Zena's pants.
Let's not go
they were
crazy.
your pants.
They were my pants,
No,
but Zena had her fingers all over them. Did I just say that? That's okay.
Oh my God, Patrick Fabian is with us here in your Uncle Joe's Garage. So, where are you at here? This is the 3rd year for Better Call Saul?
Yeah. We have 3 more episodes to come up before the finale, and make sure you tune in because there's lots of stuff going to go on.
Is it the finale, or is it...
It's television, you never know.
Well,
I'm not in charge.
If you get another one, you're welcome to... You come back whether you get another one or not.
You know
Wait a minute.
He said that.
I said that, and
yeah.
it's all true. But if you were in the midst of all those musicians, what were you doing? Were you playing something, or were you just looking good?
I had a beautiful Ovation guitar that was probably more than my monthly rent that I was strumming C chords on whenever they were on a C chord, basically. And I think I was like this.
A lot of vibrato.
Yeah.
Well, next time you'll have to play the Paul McCartney Epiphone.
Is that his? Well, that's yours.
Well, yeah, sure, that's his.
Oh, sorry. Did I just ruin it for him? I ruined it for everybody. No, it's really
everything
Paul
is
McCartney.
real in
Yes.
TV.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I will work up a song.
Thank you for coming by. I can't wait
man.
to have you come back. Can't wait to hear your My Turn. And wow, Rush. That's what we'll do next time. Hey, here we are inside your Uncle Joe's garage, and I know you haven't been inside the garage yet, but I got some great news for you. We've created a mobile version of the Uncle Joe's garage thanks to our friends at Mike Thompson RV Superstores. Like they say, don't miss a moment. And don't miss the mobile Uncle Joe's garage when it comes to a location near you. I'll be looking for you.